Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 3 here on Taup Hollow on the hunt for Onyx. A little bit of a snafu yesterday saying I was on the hunt yesterday. I forgot he didn't spawn until later on, but today it's official. We know that almost said Snorlax. Onyx starts to spawn at Great 2, and then he has another sleep style at Ultra 2 if I remember correctly, and then one more at Master 2. So we are Great 3, so we do have a chance of seeing Onyx now. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start off with 9,691 sneaky snacking. And as you can tell, I switched up the team. So we're going to do things a little bit differently since you already know the team has changed. I just want to go through what my thought process was. We know that Onyx starts to spawn at Great 2. This new team is currently estimated to get us to Ultra 4, which also gets us to that Ultra 2 breakpoint for the second sleep style of Onyx. Since Onyx is really the main reason why we're here this week, I figured we could go ahead and switch the team up. Now, this team is not going to give us as much berry strength as the other team will, but that's fine because it's going to keep us in a lower Snorlax rating, which limits our spawn pools so that we can increase our odds of seeing Onyx by not diluting the spawn pool with a bunch of Pokemon that show up in the later ranks. So that's kind of my thought process here. This team, provided it works out the way I planned, which you can see the ingredients that they're going to be bringing in, and there is a slight error here. This should be set to always full pack. I don't plan to collect from Cubone, but this team, with the ingredients coming in, should allow us at least twice a day, hopefully more with ingredient magnet and just getting better luck, but at least twice a day, let us make a recipe that is consistent and is pretty high up on the list, so will give us a decent amount of Snorlax power or drowsy power that will hopefully make up for the berry power that we lost a little bit. Like I said, trying to limit the spawn pool, so I'm not really worried about the rating this week, but that's why I switched up the team. That's the team we've got going forward for now, and let's jump on into our sleep research. But first we collect the 100 sleep points that we got for getting a decent amount of sleep. $11,702 is our new total. And now we jump into the moment of truth. Got session 109. Slept for 9 hours, 23 minutes. As you can see, went to bed late. It was my fiance's birthday yesterday, so we were up late celebrating. 16% dozing, 56 snoozing, and 28 slumbering, which is not good. Slumbering is what we need. So that is unfortunate. I don't think we're going to see an Onyx today. I believe all of the Onyx sleep styles spawn in slumbering only. Not quite 10 million, 9.6 million. With 3 2-star sleeps. Maybe we'll get something interesting at least. So nothing new. It's not really surprising. We got 2 Wobbuffets, a Diglett, an Eevee, and a Jigglypuff. So nothing new, but that's all right. Not super worried about getting anything new just yet. Ooh, we got a hungry Diglett though. We have a hungry Diglett, but I'm thinking with as good as the Doug trio, as good as the Doug trio that we have is, I'm not entirely sure that I want to worry about Diglett right now when we could try to get set up getting this EV, or at least starting on the EV, would help for next week during the EV week, so that every EV that we find is going to be at least friendship level 10 to get that guaranteed gold sub skill at level 10. So that's what we're gonna do. It unfortunately was not a big or mega hit, so we won't be taking anything home with us today, but we are set up for next time. And it's still early enough in the week that there's a good chance we'll see another Eevee. I think we saw one yesterday too. Speaking of Eevee, that is the candy we're gonna send out because so much of it is required. But that'll get us set up for the future. 408 research XP, that XP bar is creeping ever so slowly. And another 631 dream shards. And another 92 strength gained for sneaky snacking. Oh, we do have new news. New maintenance. All right, let's see what we got. Thank you for playing Pokemon Sleep. You're welcome. Maintenance period is November 15th, 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., which is today. Let's see. That's kind of early for maintenance. Doesn't it usually start at like 8:30? And it ends at 11:30. Yeah, usually, if I remember correctly, it usually starts at like 8:30 and runs till about 2 in the morning or something like that, or maybe 12:30. That is interesting. All right. Points to be updated. New features, always fun. Changes to allow a player to receive 5 candies of a randomly selected Pokemon capable of evolving with a link cable when they use a link cable from the bag screen. So that sounds like instead of changing the friendship level 3 reward to a random evolution item, they're saying, hey, we know you guys have far too many link cables. So instead of just throwing them away, we'll give you 5 free candies. Which, I mean, yeah, is nice, but let's be honest, what we all wanted was random evolution items at level 3, not link cables and candies. It is better than what we have. I'll say that. It is for sure better than the system we have now where we're just throwing away link cables and they're just a waste and nobody wants them. But it's not what we wanted, but I'll take progress. Progress is good. Changes to the research community specs so that when a player receives research data from friends, it will be possible to occasionally receive 2 candies instead of 1. Note, the higher your closeness with friends, the higher the chance you'll get 2 candies. So we now have a reason to keep people that are level 5 going forward. And it is interesting that there's a chance of getting 2 candies instead of just 1, even at lower levels, that it's not just achieving rank 5 gives you that chance. So that's good that you'll have that chance all the way throughout, but particularly the best chance when you are rank 5 with your friends. So that's pretty good. Not too bad. Gives us something for rank 5 friends. Adding new relaxing sounds and alarms, finally. Note, you can download them from the sleep tracking screen. Fantastic. Because that default alarm, not the biggest fan. Scrolled up too much. Adding a notice on the sleep research results screen when the researcher is already at the max research rank, explaining that research XP has been converted into dream shards. Notes, the current highest rank is 50, which surely some people have reached rank 50. I'm not that close to it. Maybe you guys are. If you're rank 50, let me know how quickly you got there, because that seems like it'd be pretty far off for most players, especially free-to-players. We're currently working on the development of events and other opportunities to use dream shards in a new way, which means that those Pokemon with dream shard magnet as a main skill might actually become more viable. Because even for me, I had 130,000 dream shards at one point, and I noticed yesterday, just without paying attention, that I'm down to like 70,000 now. So dream shards are going to be almost like Stardust in Pokemon Go, if you play Pokemon Go, to where we may start to need them more and more for different things, and it becomes the most valuable resource in the game. So we'll see what happens in the future, but that is good that we're gonna have, I don't know why I'm scrolling too far up. That is good that we're gonna have something to use our dream shards on that isn't just leveling up. What is going on? Changes to sleep XP specs so that if a helper Pokemon has reached its max level, which is 100, any extra sleep XP earned through sleep research will be added to the sleep XP bonus gauge. Each time the sleep XP bonus gauge fills up to 500 XP, you will receive 1 Handy Candy S. That's good. So Pokemon that hit level 100 are not only useful for their sub-skills, you also get Handy Candies out of them. Example, if you receive 100 sleep XP and all 5 of the Pokemon on your team are at max level, then 500 XP, because it's per Pokemon, 100 times 5, will be added to the gauge and you will receive 1 Handy Candy S, which is pretty good. I mean, essentially, if you have a team of Pokemon that's all level 100, 1 free Handy Candy a day, not too bad. The Sleep XP bonus gauge can be found in the following places on the Your Sleep Session pop-up that displays after sleep tracking. This only applies if you had a max level Pokemon on your team when you finished sleep tracking. From a button on the upper right of the Pokemon screen, this is only viewable by users who have some XP stored in the bonus gauge. Note, current max level for Pokemon is 50. Oh. I did not know that. I thought they could achieve level 100. So wait, Pokemon can't even get to level 60 for their second ingredient unlock? That doesn't make any sense. Surely that's got to be a typo. Current max level for Pokemon is 50. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. That wouldn't make any sense. Why have sub skills and ingredients unlocked beyond level 50 if they could only get to level 50 right now? That's strange. Anyway, moving on. Game content changes to show a notification mark on the home screen shop icon, as well as the shop screen's general store icon whenever new bundles are added to the shop. Adjustments to the weekly rollovers so that if Snorlax have already requested the same kind of food a certain number of times in a row, they will be less likely to choose the same one again. That's cool. That will make it less likely to where you have, I think someone in the comments was saying they had, what was it? They hadn't had salads in like 7 weeks, or had only had a specific dish for 7 weeks or something like that. And then me, I had curries for like 4 weeks straight. So that's good. It'll help give a little bit more variety. And then changes to the sleep style dex so that if a researcher evolves a shiny Pokemon, the evolved Pokemon's shiny version will count as discovered. Makes sense. Bug fixes specific to Android. On Android devices, the screen brightness within the app reverting to how it was set before sleep tracking, even if the brightness was adjusted after sleep tracking. I did run into that quite a lot. You would, you'd start sleep tracking and then turn your phone's brightness down. And then when you'd wake up in the morning, you'd look at your phone and it'd be bright. But yeah, that is something that happened a few times. So definitely a good fix. Not a huge fix, but a good one. Bug fixes, in general, a closeness increase display of +1 appearing on the research community screen for friends who are already at max closeness. Oh, okay, so just sounds like it was adding when it couldn't add, so not that big a deal. And then some text displaying incorrectly, such as Pokemon nicknames and numbers of items held. I never ran into that, but good that they're fixing it. So cool, all around a pretty good good round of maintenance that they're gonna, or not maintenance, good round of fixes in the update and changes, particularly being able to get double candy potentially from friends. That's really good. And there was the other one that, how am I already drawing a blank and forgetting it? It was the very first one. No, it wasn't, because that one was just okay. Yeah, maybe it was just the double candy that I was really excited about. Oh yeah, the sleep XP bonus gauge. That one won't come into play for me, especially for a long time, but good that we have something to do beyond level 100 and all that XP isn't just going to waste. But checking our research community, we do have 45 new reports. There's a level up. JP, another level, so just 2 today. But yeah, that also means that Pokemon who have sleep XP increasing sub skill at level 100, that sub skill is not useless anymore because that's more bonus gauge XP. Another 766 sneaky snacking, which is good, but not really what we're concerned with right now. We are going to try to make this brand new recipe. That's not helpful, Bayleaf. We need more. I will take the candy though. We need more cocoa than that, Bayleaf. I'm gonna need you to get it together. And I did use some more ingredient tickets because I was at the item cap for my bag, so I just went ahead and used some just to clear out a little bit of space. Still have quite a few left, but I did use some. And we are not going to make any of these recipes. This recipe that I'm going to make is going to be brand new, provided I have enough to make it. And it does look like I do. So we need 14 honey. We need 12 warming ginger. And another benefit of this recipe is that it's a high required ingredient count. So as we level this up, the level bonus applied to it should be pretty good. 5 cacao and 4 eggs. And then we are just going to fill the rest in with some mushrooms and that 1 pure oil just to get that out of our inventory. And I'm going to hope that I made this right. I may not have made this right. Why does it only say 622? That's kind of concerning. Ooh, that's good though. Extra tasty on the first try. Steadfast ginger cookies. 13,303. So much for keeping Snorlax's rating low. I did get it extra tasty on dinner last night too. So maybe my extra tasty luck is turning around when I don't want it to. These cookies give you the power to tackle hardships without crumbling. Poetic. I was just saying I didn't want Snorlax's rating to get too high to dilute the spawn pool, and then here come 2 extra tasties back to back. But it's not the worst thing that could happen. Rate 4. I do kind of feel like Ultra 2 is where I want to not focus on strength gained as much, because that gives us 2 Onyx. I almost said Snorlax again. It gives us 2 Onyx spawns, or potential spawns. So kind of feel like that's where I want to slow down a little bit on the strength gained. Not really focus on it too much. We already got our 20 diamonds for the new cookies. And I think that sets us up for the rest of the week. We should be pretty good. I had an excess of cocoa and eggs. Eggs I'm not really worried about as much. Togetic is pretty good about bringing in a decent amount of eggs. Where did you go? There you are. Togetic's usually pretty good about bringing in a decent amount of eggs, and we only need 4 for each cooking, so we've got a few there. Bayleaf, not the best cocoa gatherer, but it's the only one I have that's even somewhat consistent. Unfortunately, we don't have an Absol that I was trying to find in Snowdrop Tundra last week, but I don't even think we got to where Absol could spawn. Once we get Absol or something better that can bring in cocoa, we'll have an easier time. But we only need 5 per dish, so we do have some surplus if we need it. And the rest, the honey and the warming ginger, should be super easy to bring in with these 2. So I'm not worried about those. But that's where we are now. That's kind of what we're looking at for the rest of the week. Let me know if you found an onyx today. Hopefully you did. But with that said, that's all I've got for today. Appreciate you watching the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes.